Hey everybody, welcome back to the Speakeasy. Today we are going to look at Rittenhouse Rye. Now this is a bottled in bond rye, 100 proof, and this is a store pick from my local store that I frequent quite often, the Spirit Shop in Norman, Oklahoma. Now I am not a huge fan of straight ryes. Now ryes are typically what's used in a Manhattan. You can make an old-fashioned out of ryes if you want to. I've done both. I'll pop those links up here in the corner throughout this review. But just as a straight, neat drink, or maybe even on the rocks, I'm not a big fan of ryes. They're just a little too spicy for me. Now, according to Rittenhouse, this carries a distinct spicy flavor that is long associated with the Rittenhouse brand. And this is, as I said, a 100 proof. It is 4 years old, bottled in bond, and let's see what we get. Now this one does have, even though the whole top of it was sealed, does have the twist off top, which, if you're going to seal it, why not just put a cork in it? But I get it. These, twisted tops last longer than corks, so I get it. Not a big deal at all. I'd just like to have the cork in it. Now, according to the site, number one, it says the color is mahogany. I'll give it that. That's pretty spot on. The aroma is supposed to have dried fruits, toffee, and sweet peppers. I don't get any sweet peppers out of it. I do smell some dried fruits. It doesn't smell spicy on the nose. I get a little hint of spicy, a little bit of pepper. And I might get some of that toffee it talked about. Not a lot. But it smells good. If you put this in front of me beside a bourbon and it was a blind, I probably would not be able to tell you that this was a rye and then, let's say, another bottled in bond bourbon. For instance, McKenna. If you had these two side by side in a blind and didn't tell me what they were, probably wouldn't be able to tell you which one is a rye and which one is a bourbon. Unless I just really pull out a peppery note, which I don't get real strong with this one. Okay, for the taste, it says a clean, rich cocoa, citrus, cinnamon, nutmeg, and vanilla. Now, citrus and vanilla, you're going to get in a whole host of bourbons. Nutmeg and cinnamon, you're going to get in some of them, but that's probably where the rye is coming in. Definitely spicy across the entire palate, front to back. And the lingering, the longer it lingers, the longer the finish lingers, kind of the spicier it gets. So as I said, smelling them, I wouldn't have been able to tell you which one's a rye, which one's a bourbon. Tasting them, I probably would lean toward this one as the rye, simply because it does have that spicy, spicy finish. Now, I get the cinnamon a lot. Nutmeg, I don't think I can pull nutmeg, differentiate the cinnamon and the nutmeg, at least not initially. Maybe after a little while, thinking about it, trying to determine the differences, it may come across, but initially it doesn't. Overall, I mean, as far as the rye go, I guess the rye goes. I guess that's pretty good. Now it says the finish, a lingering maple-like spiciness. Maple. I don't know that I get a lot of maple in there. I get a little bit more caramel maybe, and I'm not even sure that's right. I guess maybe maple. When I think about it, initially I think of maple syrup, which is sweet, and I like maple syrup. Now, what I don't like maple-wise is like a maple glaze on a donut. That's more of what I get in here, not the spicy maple instead of a real sweet syrupy maple. But this is not something I would sit here and drink neat. If you like ryes and you like to drink ryes neat, put that in the comments below. Let me know, because, and if you do, what kind you like to drink neat or even on the rocks. To me, a rye is definitely going to be more of the mixer variety. And this bottle, even being a store pick, was 30 bucks. Cannot argue with that. So if I'm going to say what's a good rye that you need to go get that is reasonable cost, Rittenhouse would definitely be one. 30 bucks, you can't beat the price on it. So why not add that to your bar so that you can make some great cocktails. I think the flavors that are in this go great with cocktails. I don't know if it says anything extra on the back of it. It says it's a storied Pennsylvania style rye. Heaven Hill Distillery, of course. And so it's just a really good, decent bottle of rye. Again, private single barrel. This one was barreled on February the 11th, 2020. So this thing's been in the bottle almost 5 years. Oh, I'm sorry. It was barreled almost 5 years ago. So 4 years old, probably in the barrel for 4 years. So this thing has been out. I don't know how old. It doesn't say when it was bottled on here, but obviously less than a year ago. So I think that's a pretty good deal. It's a pretty good rye. I would recommend that you go grab you a bottle of it if you don't have it. And again, if you like to drink rye neat or on the rocks, let me know in the comments below what you like and the reason that you like them. Otherwise, again, I think that rye is pretty much just going to be a mixer for me. But hey, that's just me. Let me know what you think. And hey, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Please be sure to like, subscribe, share the channel with your friends and family, and come back and see me next week.